There are so many creative ways to get your morning dose of coffee. But no matter how you take it, coffee is a pretty big source of water and plastic waste. Homemade cold brew coffee might just be part of the solution. This guy thinks it might just be the future.
My name is Alex French. I am one of the co-founders and the CEO of Bizzy Coffee, where we make cold brew coffee products for at-home consumption.
This is the story of two friends who became obsessed with cold brew enough to start their own company and ended up taking on coffee giants like Starbucks. So, first question, what is the mission behind Bizzy Coffee?
Our mission is to energize people to be the best versions of themselves, doing that through cold brew coffee products. So we have three primary product lines. We have ground coffee for the brew-it-yourselfer, as we like to say. We have these little brew bags, which are like giant tea bags of coffee. And then we also make ready-to-drink products that are sold in the refrigerated section of your grocery stores.
Where did the inspiration to start Bizzy Coffee come from?
I grew up on energy drinks, so I was a big energy consumer. Wanted something that was a little healthier. And as I started thinking about it as a broader opportunity, I was like, holy crap, cold brew didn't exist 2 years ago. This is 2013. It's didn't even exist 2 years ago. I'm drinking it every day. Not only is it consumable, but it's a drug, right? If you don't have your coffee, you get a headache. So I was like, okay, this is really interesting.
Alex is totally right. Caffeine really is a drug. It stimulates our central nervous system directly, which is why I need it every single morning. In fact, more than 90% of adults in the US drink caffeine regularly. And like Alex mentioned, there's a difference in where and how you get your caffeine. Those energy drinks Alex downed as a college student, they feel convenient, but have over 54 grams of sugar, contain artificial dyes, and are packed with shelf stabilizers and byproducts. All that causes you to suffer a severe crash, and you end up feeling more fatigued than ever. And while straight black coffee can exacerbate anxiety just like any caffeine source, there's typically little to no additives or preservatives, and even contain naturally present vitamins and minerals.
I love the product. I think the future of coffee is cold. So basically kind of took all these things and I said, all right, I love cold brew coffee. I think there's a big opportunity. I think it's a long-term trend. And I think people are like me are going to get sick of spending $5 a day and they're going to want it cheaper. So that was kind of the gist of it. And we just started making it and selling it.
When could you first identify success in the company?
We actually saw success immediately and then it vanished. So we were too successful for our own good, where we started out by doing what most people in cold brew coffee did, is we were brewing it, and then we actually put it into a keg and we sold it to tech startups. And it was so successful that the founders of the tech company said, we can't afford this habit for our engineers anymore. And they couldn't do it just once a week because then there was some dysfunctional employee morale that they only got their coffee one day a week. So they had to cancel the program. And so then we basically chased opportunities for 3 years. None of them really panned out until we launched our line of ground coffee on Amazon. And that has been the best seller now for over 3 years.
What is the milestone Bizzy Coffee has achieved that you're most proud of?
I think being the best seller on Amazon is still this personal badge of honor because my co-founder Andrew and I, that's us. We love Amazon. We live and breathe it. I mean, we're outselling Starbucks. We're literally number one in the country, and we're this tiny little company with 20 employees competing against one of the largest companies in the world. So that's definitely the greatest milestone. We kind of foolishly have our faces on the bottle here. And I was on vacation in California. We're based in Minneapolis. And I walked into a grocery store just to get some food. And I didn't even know our product was in the store. And I just saw it in a different state. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my face is on the bottle here. And I'm in California. And that was just a really cool milestone.
If you could change one thing about the coffee industry, what would it be?
It's not so much the coffee industry, it's coffee consumers. It's just everyone is so price sensitive that you basically have to be the cheapest coffee to succeed. And so because of that, there are terrible things that happen in the coffee industry. Us being in America, we don't see it, but on the farms and the growers, they're underpaid. A lot of times they're not even making money on the coffee. They're losing money. And that's a terrible thing. So the fact that there's no standard rates that are like truly fair as a commodity, so people just beat up the prices up, is a terrible thing. And I'd love to be able to change it, but nothing we can do. But I think that's certainly like the biggest issue, is just the people that are actually making the product are impoverished. And there's people at the top that are making tons of money.
Alex says that his small business can't solve the way all coffee farmers are treated, but Bizzy Coffee does what it can, sourcing coffee beans from farmer-owned co-ops and paying at fair trade prices. Fair trade is the only global sustainability label that guarantees a minimum price for coffee, so the hardworking producers are properly compensated. Paying fair wages, starting from the source, is the only way for the coffee industry as a whole to survive. What is the biggest lesson you've learned from your entrepreneurial journey so far?
There are days when you just don't want to go into the office. Like, I had to work until 1 a.m. on Monday, and I had a meeting at 7:30 the next morning. So you just got to do it. So it's super, super, super hard, and it takes way longer than you think, especially if you're making a physical product. It takes twice as long and it takes twice as much money. So I think just like having that understanding is really important. I'm someone that started out like highs are high, lows are low. I just want to go really fast. And I've had to just slow down and just understand that it's not going to happen tomorrow. Just keep putting in the work and eventually you'll get there, but it's not going to be as fast as you think it is.
All right, we saved the best for last. What's one piece of advice you can offer aspiring entrepreneurs?
I think the first step is you have to write it down. Once you write something down, it becomes tangible and it becomes real. Everyone has ideas. Everyone in the world has a business idea, but that first step is just writing it down, because then it's real. It's a physical thing. It's on paper. It's in a folder. To me, that's the most important thing.